Today I want to talk about why ignoring the 3D reality when manifesting your specific person or anything else for that matter is sabotaging your manifestation. It's actually doing more harm than good. And this is exactly why, surprise, surprise, so many people are stuck manifesting something that they want for months or even years. I'm not only going to be explaining why ignoring your circumstances, like your specific person being together with another woman or man, so there's a third party situation, your specific person blocking you everywhere, or them telling you that they never want to see you again or hear from you, does not work. And instead, what it does is it keeps you stuck in your current 3D reality, having to experience the exact same circumstances for longer than needed. But at the end of this, I'm also obviously going to give you a practical solution for changing your 3D reality, completely changing your circumstances. And when you do this right, this works 1000% of the time. Yeah, because 100% is way too low of a number, so we need to say 1000. Yes, it's true that your current 3D reality doesn't matter and that your circumstances can change in an instant, but guess the fuck what? They're not gonna magically just change on their own. So yes, it doesn't matter what circumstances you're dealing with right now when manifesting your specific person relationship. But we can't be so naive as to think that one day you're just gonna wake up and your 3D reality has magically changed in front of your eyes without you doing anything. Because you are the creator of your reality, and in order to create a new 3D reality for yourself, in order to experience your specific person choosing you, wanting you and only you, you need to take back control. You need to get into the driver's seat of your life, because right now it is your subconscious mind that is in control, and it's going to create a reality for you that matches its internal programs. So it's not your conscious mind, it's not your conscious daily thoughts that create your reality. So chill out if you have negative, bad, intrusive thoughts. Those are not manifesting shit. Anyways, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First of all, I want to discuss this concept of just ignore the 3D reality and then you're going to manifest your specific person. How is that working for you? Because what I know is I get clients every single week who tell me that they have been trying to ignore their 3D reality and their circumstances for over 3 months, sometimes even years, and they are still in the exact same place. So if that's you right now, don't worry, you're going to get a new manifestation approach that actually works. I know that one of the most popular teachings when it comes to manifesting what it is that you want is ignoring the 3D reality. And you have heard it everywhere, over and over again. Just ignore the circumstances, don't react to what the 3D is showing you, just live in the wish fulfilled. And at first, this can sound really empowering. This can sound like, yeah, you're taking back your power. And for a moment, you can feel so fucking powerful. You're like, yeah, I'm just minding my own business. I'm repeating these affirmations and I'm visualizing me and my specific person together and scripting out my dream relationship with them. And you try to avoid looking at the 3D reality because you're told that it's just a reflection of the past. That the third party situation doesn't matter, that you being blocked is no biggie, you can still manifest them, and that your specific person telling you that they never wanted to see you again is old news. And yes, that is partially true, but here's the problem that nobody talks about. Just ignoring the 3D reality is not going to help change it. Because ignoring your circumstances doesn't help change what created them in the first place. You know it for yourself. If you have a problem, just avoiding that problem doesn't make it go away. For example, when it comes to debt, just sticking your head in the sand and pretending that you don't have that debt is not gonna help you make it go away. It's not gonna help you get out of that debt. On the contrary, I actually know so many people who used to ignore their debt for years. They completely ignored the letters in the mail. They didn't even open those bills. And then years later, now they have a lot of debt. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. So ignoring the 3D doesn't work to change it. Ignoring what's happening keeps you trapped. Now there's two different reasons for why this happens. So let's break down why ignoring the 3D actually perpetuates the cycle that you're trying to escape. You see your specific person with someone else and you're told, just ignore it. You're manifesting your specific person and suddenly you notice that you're blocked by them and you're like, what the fuck did I do? Then you hear it everywhere. It's no biggie. Just affirm for your SP and they will show up. It's like you're feeling fearful, anxious, and stressed out every single day, but then you're just trying to suppress these negative emotions and trying to tell yourself that it's all good, that your manifestation is unfolding. And what this does is, it creates this internal dissonance. It creates a split between who you're pretending to be and who you really are. And anytime that you're split inside, manifestation slows down. You try to ignore the fact that your specific person is with someone else, and then you try to do inner conversations where they tell you that they love you. But underneath it all, there is that fear that you haven't addressed. The fear of, what if I lost my specific person for good? What if I'm being left behind? Or you try to visualize scenes where your specific person chooses you, but you haven't addressed the belief of not being chosen and thinking that there's something wrong with you. This is exactly why it's really bad advice to try to ignore the 3D reality when you haven't addressed what's going on within the subconscious mind. When you understand that you were the one creating your 3D reality, that the circumstances you see in your 3D reality were created by you in the first place, they were created by your subconscious mind, then it's going to feel really silly to be ignoring the 3D reality. Yes, it's true that the 3D doesn't matter and that the 3D is old news, but the only time that this advice of ignore the 3D reality and your circumstances will change actually works is after you have shifted things within your subconscious mind. After you have already addressed the subconscious programs that created those 3D circumstances. That's when you can ignore the 3D all day long and your 3D will change. But I know that most of you haven't addressed the subconscious programs that created your 3D in the first place, and that's why that advice just doesn't work. You know that quantum physics tells us that there are infinite realities that exist all at the same time, and that any reality that you can possibly dream of already exists right now. So I want you to think of it this way. You never actually change the 3D reality, and you never change the circumstances that you experience. Instead, what happens is you get moved to another reality. You get moved to a reality that matches your subconscious programs. And that right there is the kicker. You get moved to a reality that matches your subconscious programs. But the reason for why your 3D reality looks the exact same way and you're still experiencing the exact same circumstances you were 6 months ago is for one reason and one reason only, and that is because your subconscious programs still haven't changed. Now that being said, the reality where you are already in your dream relationship with your specific person exists right now. So how do we move you to that reality? I want you to think of all of these different realities that exist right now, like movies playing in a movie theater. And you have heard me say time and time again that it is your subconscious mind that creates your reality. That is the part of your brain that determines what you get in life. It determines what you get in love and relationships, whether you're the one that always gets rejected, abandoned, left behind, and you never get taken seriously. The person that you want a relationship with is telling you that they're not ready for commitment. Whether you experience these hot and cold dynamics in relationships and you never quite know where you have the other person. One day they're there, they're all in with you, they're all lovey-dovey, and the next moment they're gone. They vanish and you don't hear from them for weeks until they come back again. Or if you're someone that easily and effortlessly manifests a specific person relationship, your favorite love story that feels like a fairy tale, and it's easy for you to keep your specific person around to hold on to that manifestation. It is your subconscious mind that creates all of these experiences in love and relationships for you. So I want you to think of your subconscious mind as the film projector in the movie theater, and the film in the projector is your belief system, and your 3D reality is just the movie screen. So if you want to see a certain movie play out on your movie screen, you cannot just walk up to the movie screen and complain and try to yell at it, tell it to change, or worse, ignore it and don't look at it at all. You just wouldn't blame the movie screen for showing the wrong movie. You would simply understand to walk up to the projector and change the film, because as you change the film in the projector, it would have to project out a different movie. So the real question here is then, how do you change the film? And that is by you changing your subconscious belief system. And this is what people miss when they say, just ignore the 3D reality. Because obviously you're going to see the same movie play out in your 3D reality or on the movie screen in your personal movie theater until you change the source. You change the source from where the projection came. And what is being projected outwards into your physical 3D reality is just your subconscious programs. Now, I like to use the term subconscious programs instead of saying subconscious beliefs, because it's not always your beliefs that are being projected outwards. There are other things as well. And I discuss all of these things in depth inside my programs for manifesting your specific person, changing your specific person, and removing the third party. But we're just going to keep it simple here today, and we're going to talk about subconscious beliefs. And so when we say that the 3D reality doesn't matter, it is because you have the power to change the 3D reality at any given moment. And the way that you do it is through changing your subconscious beliefs. That's right, changing the very beliefs that caused the shitty circumstances to show up in the first place. That is exactly when your 3D circumstances become irrelevant. But in order for them to become irrelevant and not matter anymore, we first need to look at them in order to understand what caused those circumstances to be created in the first place. Like looking at those shitty circumstances and asking yourself, what part of my subconscious mind created these circumstances? I mean, inside my programs, we have a different approach for this. We have a different process to help you identify the exact subconscious programs that caused those circumstances. I'm just trying to simplify things here for you. So I pretty much already gave it away what you're supposed to do instead of ignoring the 3D. But just to ensure that we are on the same page here, I want you to understand that your circumstances are not random. Every 3D experience is a byproduct of an unconscious pattern. It's a byproduct of something going on within your subconscious mind. Because what I know for a fact is that you didn't attract the third-party situation by accident. Your specific person didn't just randomly block you. Yes, it does seem like that, but nothing is random. Nothing is a fluke. There is a subconscious program that is running the show. It might be a program of love always leaves me. It's not safe for me to be the chosen one in love. Or I have to work hard for love. I have to earn it. I have to prove myself that I am good enough. And unless you change these subconscious parts of you, like these beliefs, then the 3D reality simply cannot change permanently either. So instead of avoiding what's happening, instead of trying to ignore the 3D reality and what is going on, I want you to get curious and ask yourself, what is this showing me about how I see myself? What is this showing me about what I believe to be true about myself or about love? Because you don't need more manifesting techniques. You don't need more affirmations. You need subconscious reprogramming. You need someone to help you go deeper. And this is not about healing. You don't need to heal yourself. You don't need healing work in order to completely change your circumstances in your favor. What you need is to go deeper than the surface level techniques. And you know it yourself. This is why you have been doing all the manifesting techniques, but your specific person is still nowhere to be found. This is why you have been repeating affirmations, but they haven't given you the results that you hoped for. This is why you have been ignoring the 3D reality, but it hasn't worked. This is your sign that it's not about doing more, it's about going deeper. And that is the subconscious reprogramming that I invite you to try and to do, because I know that that is going to guarantee your results. I'm not promising you that you will see results and have your 3D reality completely change in 1 week, but I promise you that you will see changes when you do it correctly. Because this is what I see time and time again with my clients. It doesn't matter what their current 3D reality or their circumstances look like when they start this work. After being a manifestation coach for over 5 years and doing this work specifically with thousands of people, I have seen all different situations, all different circumstances change in front of their eyes. Because we don't just focus on rewriting the story, that is what everyone teaches you to do. We focus on rewriting the subconscious mind that wrote that story in the first place. We get straight to the root, to the core of the problem, and we rip out that root from there. We have no fucking time to waste. And once that happens, the 3D reality doesn't have a choice but to match it. This is your invitation to join my world. If you're currently manifesting your specific person, no matter what situation you're in, I invite you to join my Manifest Your Specific Person program. That is the one and only program to get your cute ass into. Because that's the only program you need to completely turn your circumstances around in your 3D reality and manifest your specific person no matter what. And that is going to be the last program that you invest in for manifesting a specific person, because it's going to give you the results that you deserve. It's going to have your specific person wanting you and only you, and actually thinking that it was their idea all along. They're not going to know that you're manifesting them.